Brainwaves working really good today. So we're going to do a back-to-back broadcast because I can't always get these brainwaves working. It's not a problem with the program called Mind Monitor that I'm using. The Mind Monitor program actually works really good, but it's hard streaming it. I don't understand why. Um, I can't get why I can't get my brainwave streaming onto Twitch usually. Every once in a while it just works like it's working right now and it's no problem, but then it'll very often take a while to just get them working. So we're just playing a standard, really, really standard kind of a King's Gambit here. Couldn't get any more standard than this in terms of a King's Gambit. I really don't want to lose that pawn out there. I'm going to move this so when he takes there and then I retake there, I have a defender. Um, I think I'm going to, okay, I want to keep that bishop against that pawn because I want to bring my, okay, now this is a crucial move. If I come up here and he takes here, I'm going to automatically take there. Okay, I'm going to just move this. I'm not going to waste a lot of time. He wants to take this pawn, and if he does, well, he didn't even see that he could already take it. He can go ahead and take it now if he wants. Okay, I can bring this one out. I can bring that other one out too. If I bring this one out, we're attacking his rook. I think this is the stronger one because if his rook takes my rook, I retake. Um, and I'll take his rook. Now I can move my pawn up out of danger. He has a hard time taking this bishop with his pawn because wherever this knight moves, he'll be in check. Thinking about moving this pawn up. I'm going to do it because it just looks like a good move. I can't see all of the ramifications to this, but okay, now I can put him in check like I was saying, but does that really help me big time? I don't know. We'll try. We could lose this game. There's some things happening here, but okay. Now this looks like a pretty good move because you see this is looking better all the time. Is that checkmate? I think that's checkmate already. I think he didn't see that. So that was just a lucky game. I was a little bit behind there. Um, I got a checkmate in, but it's kind of like these sacrificial lines of the King's Gambit. You're going to get some mates. And I mean, okay, so it was a blunder. So what? Well, I blundered too. So I blundered and then my opponent blundered. So it's even. It's fair, right? So um, blunder for a blunder. What's the matter with that? So let's take a look at the analysis board. And see how this game went and see how many blunders we had in just a short game. Probably, I think we had like 3 blunders, maybe. Only two blunders. Our opponent had 3. Now, this is pretty interesting. Look, you see on the analysis here, my opponent was not doing good at all. I made a blunder there and another blunder here, but that was basically a good opening. This little advantage here, less than a pawn, and it's very edgy lines of play. I'll accept that on a 5-minute game. To be like a pawn down. I mean, it is a gambit. A pawn is worth one point. So I think that was a valid opening. Let's see how it went, and we'll do the same thing on another game because it truly is a valid opening. We can see that it is there in the stockfish. So I'm just going to click through here. Now I call this a King's Gambit. Obviously, people will say it's not, but for me it is. When I have those two out there, I just call it the King's Gambit. And they say, well, it's not a King's Gambit because he didn't take this pawn, but that's his problem, right? If he's trying to force me not to do the gambit, but eventually I'm going to transpose into the gambit, and I think I'll show you here where we transpose into the gambit. Okay, so we're coming up. So far, it's just so easy and so good. When do we transpose into the gambit? Okay, we're kind of like into the gambit now because, this pawn is gone out of there now. And then I come up here, completely losing this pawn. So now we're definitely into the gambit because he can take this pawn now. He's got 2 pieces on it. And if he takes and I move a bishop here, he can move the bishop here. So he should be okay if he did that. And then I can come over here. But it'll be okay because then he moves the knight out, and the only thing coming after this bishop, he'd be okay in that case. He brought the was that a big mistake? Well, I'm actually look 1.6 above. Like I'm trying to look where I got ahead here. So he made that move wrong. That was the wrong move, and I'm already ahead by 1.5. He made another wrong move. I don't know why he did that. He was maybe adding some more pressure to that pawn. I don't know, but that was a pretty bad move. Um, I took the pawn, and you can see from 1.9, I dropped down to 1.4, which is not bad. I moved the knight up. Uh, that was a bad move. He could have taken here, but he didn't. Moved over there. Now I'm back up to 2.4. I dropped a little bit there, not too much. Remember, I didn't know during the game. I said, I don't know what to do. And I just did that because I thought, oh, it looks like a good move because it's protected and it will also protect this one. But we're at 0-0 now, which is not bad. In a fast game, why not play at 0-0? We're still at 0-0. Still at 0-0. And now it's checkmate in 1. That was a fun game. I mean, I don't know what the brain waves did, but wow, we're online and everything's working. We got the brain. You can see my brain waves up there, delta, theta, alpha, beta, gamma. I'm doing that. Those are my waves. I make them go up and down. I don't have real conscious control over that, but nobody else is doing that. It's my brain. I mean, that's me. I'm making those things go up and down, and they help me to win. So I'm just going to play another game, and hopefully we'll win this next one with the brainwave power of brainwaves. So we got another 5-minute game coming up here, another King's Gambit. We'll get some nice brainwave data. Now I can't play the King's Gambit this time because unfortunately I have black. And I'm going to play something that might look a little bit similar to a King's Gambit. If you use your imagination, you might see something here that looks something like the King's Gambit on the using the white pieces, except I'm playing black. If I can get some kind of transposition to a King's Gambit, I'll be pretty happy. I can already move this pawn up because he's protected by the bishop. I don't know. This is looking interesting. This is not exactly a pin, but I do have some kind of action going against that queen. Makes it difficult for him to move that pawn. Knights, I don't know why, they tend to do better out here than in these little places. Um, that's an interesting move. I think I'm going to do best by moving them up. I don't want to open this all up here. I'm going to castle queen side, I think. But that's what's interesting about deferring or deferring the castling, postpone it a little bit, and you can go either way later. I was hoping he would do that. I think that helps me. Now, I got to get my queen off the back rank. This looks like a safe place for her. And I like that pin. Should be something smart to do here. I guess I'll just kind of like get ready here. Maybe I'll castle king side after his next move. Yeah, he's coming up strong on that side, so I'll just go over here and see what happens. Now he can move those pawns on that side if he wants. He thinks he's going to take this pawn right here. Does it help me to try to defend him again? Yeah. I don't know how else I can defend him. Well, I know I can bring this knight back to here and have a pretty good, strong defensive position. He can move this pawn up, but I can do different things if he does that. I gotta free up my queen, so I'm gonna defend this pawn with this knight, and now this bishop is more free too. I could actually just protect that pawn forever by moving this up. Mm, then I block my knights out of coming over here to help. I don't know what to do. I could also move this pawn up to here. He's not giving me a lot of choice right now. I basically have to move that bishop back. I mean, I could have sacked him for 2 pawns, but I don't see where that would have helped me too much. He's going to really massively move his pawns up now. So I'm going to get ready to massively move my pawns up too. I can bring this pawn here and then this one all the way up. Or let's see. The best thing to do is that I can bring this one out here now. He can take this pawn here if he wants to. Yeah, I thought he might do that. And now I get that bishop like out of the. And once I sack this, or not sack, but once I take this. Okay, now I can put him in check. I think I should just do that while I have the chance. And then I can take this. And now it's kind of like Don't know what's going to happen here. The bishop is kind of well posted there. I don't know what I can do with that. Queen's got to go somewhere. She can stay here or back to here. For some reason, this looks like a edgy move, and this does too. I don't know. All of those look kind of like edgy moves. They look edgier than some of these other things. I'm just going to go for broke. I can see what he wants to do. He wants to bring his knight here and then come after my rook, but before he can, I come after my bishop. But before he can do that real big time, I want to just move a pawn up. And we'll see what happens now. I know he can take this pawn. I see that, but I don't know what his queen is going to do over there, so it might be okay. Now that looks really like an opportunity for me. Um, I think he's got a one game here because it just looks too strong. He's got a lot of pawns. He has to protect. Yeah, he had to protect one of those pawns. I'll just centralize my king and see if anything can be powerful enough here. I don't see. He's got these pawns coming up the center. They look really powerful. I'm going to try to bring a rook up here and get one of these two. Wow. So much for that trick. The only thing I can do right now is imagine that maybe he'll take a long time to advance those pawns. Some people have some hesitation in the end game, and it could be that I get lucky. A lot of people get this far ahead in a game and they think that it's kind of like all over and that they're going to win for sure. It's not always the case. If I can just keep this 30, 34 seconds. Um, this is looking really bad. I'm going to have to resign. That was bad. I don't know where I went completely wrong in that game, and I don't feel like doing the post-mortem. It was so horrible. That's my problem. That's why maybe I'm a bad chess player. I do post-mortems when I win so I can enjoy watching myself win again. And when I lose that bad, I don't like to see what I did wrong. So maybe I'm doomed to repeat what I. So, okay, so I'm already putting some pressure on this knight with this knight here. This knight is pinned and move the bishop back. So much for all that pressure, right? To try to save some face here. See, now he should have taken this pawn with his queen. Oh, wow. Worse than the other game. Look at look at those waves, those brain waves. They were just completely flat. I mean, I don't know if that was a problem that if I have flat brain waves, I do really ridiculously dumb stuff, but they were completely flat. Completely flat. Okay, so I'm going to try to concentrate. Okay, I learned that when they're flat, it's bad. Um, I'm going to make sure they keep jumping around on this game and hopefully win because I don't want something happening like that last game. That was just I couldn't believe that how bad that was. I mean, I've seen bad games before, but that was incredibly worse than beyond my own expectations. Let's put it that way. And my expectations are pretty bad when it comes to my bad play. I kind of know that. Oh, look at that. I've got King's Gambit gives like a lot of interesting possibilities um, if the other side messes up, which I think he just did because I bring the queen out here. I've got an attack here, and then I also have an attack here. And I have 3 points on here, and 2 points here, and that's checkmate. So even though I lost that last game because of that flat line, I'm not sure that that's my fault. I mean, if your brainwaves are flatlined and you make a mistake, so maybe it's probably just because you had flat brainwaves. So I can't really be blamed for that last game, but this one here, I can definitely be praised. I'm going to pat myself on the back for a nice checkmate there. Let's do the analysis board and just see how. Oh, my brainwaves are split right now. I had the delta and the gamma like all the way down there. No, that's a pretty cool game. Look at that. No mistakes, no blunders on my part. When you have that, I'm okay. Some inaccuracies are no big deal in these fast games, in my opinion. And that's a good game for me. No mistakes, no inaccuracies, no blunders. So let's just click through this, and we can memorize this game like how we did it. You guys can't see it either. I was wondering what you guys see, so I'm gonna move this up so everybody can see the board. Okay, there's the board. I'll move this up. Okay, so now you can see everything. It's hard on Lead Chess. I got the board like in the middle of my Twitch studio, and it's hard to see the analysis and the board at the same time. But we'll just remember that I'm doing okay up to, and then I do like really good there. So we kind of remember how it is. So this is the King's Gambit, classic King's Gambit. When they move this pawn up, you're supposed to do that. And if you do that, you can see you remain at minus zero point 0.5. And if you don't do that, like I didn't do that, I did that instead. Now I went down instead of minus zero point 0.5, I'm at minus 1.5. But it's going to be a sharper game. If he makes any mistakes, like even just one mistake, it's going to be deadly for him. I'm still at minus 1.5, no big deal. It's a little more than one pawn. And suddenly he made a mistake, and you remember during the game when I saw that, I was like, holy Toledo, holy cats, I got a great move. And then I made the good continuation. You can see after he castles, Stockfish takes like a tenth of a second to say, come out here because you're threatening mate. He allowed me to get the mate. He should have done this. If he had done that, remember I was talking about that. I've got 1, 2, 3 on this pawn, which is only defended by 2. So right there, what can he do? He could, he's going to lose his queen. And if he tries to save his queen, he still loses it because if he moves the queen, see, the knight's going to take the queen. If he moves his queen here, he loses it just the same or worse. Like I could take the queen right now if I come in here, put him in check, and then he blocks with the queen. I take the queen. Um, so you can just take that queen. But actually, Stockfish is saying that if he moved up here, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm kind of going back and forth here, but knight came up here. If he moves the queen here, Stockfish says the best move is here. Put him in check. Oh, that's actually double check. An interesting thing about double check is because there's two pieces on your king, you cannot take a piece because the other piece is still checking you. And you cannot interpose either because when you're in check by two pieces at the same time, you can't interpose because they're attacking, by definition, they're attacking from different directions. Because if you had two rooks lined up in the straight line, that's not called a double check, that's a single check. So double check is two pieces attacking from different directions. You cannot interpose, you cannot take, you have to move your king. So he moves over there, which is his strongest move. And then there's a check, and then there's another check, and that's mate. So that was a mate in any possible way. So tonight you saw some kind of interesting play, some pretty good sacrificial king's gambits. Most of them played out, and we had some spectacular checkmates using them. And I flatlined once with the brainwaves, and for that reason made a really bad mistake. But other than that, I think it was a lot of fun. And when I did flatline, okay, so flatlined, but we got some data. We know now, don't flatline. Stay away from that kind of a brainwave pattern for better luck on the over the board. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. And we'll see you around next time for more brainwave activity. And next time, bring your munchies because a lot of my viewers tell me, well, I just get some munchies. I sit on the couch, I watch you play, I listen to your analysis, and all the while I'm watching those brain waves go up and down, and you know, I zone out. I just get into those things, and it's relaxing and it's a lot of fun. So, I'm generating the brain waves so you don't have to. So get the munchies. Next time, jump in on the chat, talk about the waves, talk about the over the board game, and we'll have lots of fun. And see you soon. Bye bye.